Rhona! I can't believe they didn't arrest you for perjury. What possessed you?
Pierce is always so clever the way he distorts things. I was just trying to even up the score.
With an own goal?
I have barely slept. If Pierce gets away with this now, it's all down to me.
Rhona's not answering. Where is she?
Well, she's not in the surgery with Pearl. She could have just popped to the shop.
No, I've just come from there. Maybe we shouldn't have let her be on her own last night.
I should go and look for her.
No, right. Don't go off on one. She's probably dropped Leo off with Bob.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Right. I'm going to go to the cafe and I'll text you when I find her. Okay?
You know when I said, whenever you're ready? Are you serving or not?
4-letter word for disrespectful.
Rude.
Fin. F-I-N-N.
Took your time.
Yeah, Leo helped me to get ready.
I'm so proud of you.
Better adopt the brace position. You sure you're going to be okay?
Yeah.
She knows what lies Pierce is going to spin.
You never know. He might surprise us.
All rise.
Your Honour, with your permission, the defendant will give evidence.
The defence calls Pierce Harris.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence that I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Harris, you say in your police statement that your wedding day was small but joyous.
It's the happiest day of my life, right up until the moment we argued.
The court have already heard how your new bride chose to wear a necklace that her ex-husband, Mr. Paddy Kirk, had gifted her. His mother's necklace, in fact, an item of great sentimental significance.
Conjecture, we do not know the real significance the necklace has to Mr. Kirk.
I'll allow it, but please move on.
Then your new wife admitted she was still in love with her ex-husband and that she was leaving you. Now, the prosecution have argued that you raped her after an argument, but in your statement to the police, you said that the marriage was in fact consummated before any argument took place. Is that correct? Can you confirm that the act was consensual?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Take your time. It's important to get it right.
Oh, it's okay. I was just thinking about that day and what should have been.
Of course. I understand. Can you tell the court what happened when you and Miss Goskirk returned home after your wedding?
I carried her over the threshold, and we were both laughing. And then, well, one thing led to another, and we had sex. Consensual sex. When we got home, I told Rhona that I'd made an offer on a veterinary practice in the lakes. That was my wedding gift. We've been talking about it for a long time. It was a dream of ours to move there. Well, at least I thought it was.
Could you tell us what happened afterwards?
After I went to the reception.
Alone?
Rhona was still sleeping, so I didn't want to wake her.
So at that point, everything was okay with Miss Goskirk?
It was our wedding day. We just made love, like usual. Maybe it was what some people might call a little on the rough side, but it certainly wasn't anything out of the ordinary, for us.
You didn't stay at the party long?
Long enough to show my face, before returning home to see if Rhona was going to join us.
And when you returned?
She was already waiting for me. She couldn't go through with it. The lakes. She didn't want to go.
Did she say why?
She didn't have to. We both knew why.
Please.
Her ex. Paddy. Rhona told me that it was just a kiss, a one-off. We dealt with it before the wedding. I'd forgiven her. Only when I got back from the pub, she told me... She told me she was still in love with him.
How did you respond to that news?
I told her that if she wanted to leave me, then I couldn't stop her. I reminded her that we'd only been married a matter of hours, and I'd made sure she wouldn't get a penny. I knew I shouldn't have said it, but I was lashing out, and I was angry.
And Miss Goskirk, how did she react to this?
Put it this way, she left there and then. It's not the world's shortest marriage, but can't have been far off. And that was that, more or less. I mean, I went to see her a couple of times. I tried to fight for my marriage. But, well, you know what happened next. I was arrested on an allegation of rape.
Could you perhaps describe for us how it felt to be accused of such a serious crime?
Well, I was shocked, of course. I couldn't believe it. Didn't seem real at first. Like a bad dream, and then, well, once it had sunk in, a nightmare.
Tell me about your relationship with Miss Goskirk. How would you describe your time together? Harmonious? Turbulent?
We were in love.
Did the two of you argue?
We had a passionate relationship. We argued, I don't deny it, no more than most. And then we made up. Like most couples.
I wonder if most couples can relate to this. Or indeed this. As the jury will recall, these were taken only hours after you were married, only hours after you raped her. This, the woman you love, the woman for whom you forsake all others?
That's right. I just wish she could have felt the same for me.
So you taught her a lesson, is that it?
I didn't. Sex between us was consensual. Always.
And of course, this is where you tell me that Miss Goskirk liked it rough.
now you're just putting words into my mouth.
Really? You said yourself some might call your love life a little on the rough side, but please feel free to explain in your own words, Mr. Harris, why on what should have been the happiest day of her life, the woman you loved looked like this.
Loved? I still do love her. I always will. Rhona was everything to me, and I could never hurt her.
So this is a woman you say you love, a woman you say you could never hurt. But, Mr. Harris, does this look like a loving relationship to you? Yes or no?
Look, it's not... That's not how it was.
All the days to admit you're still in love with your ex, it must have taken great courage for Miss Goskirk, wouldn't you say?
Well, it would have saved a fair bit of heartache if she told me sooner.
You seem to have a history of troubled relationships with women, Mr. Harris. Would that be fair to say?
I don't think so.
Starting with your mother? Is it not correct that you told Miss Goskirk that you were estranged from your mother, that your mother wanted nothing to do with you?
I don't see how that's...
But the truth was that you froze your mother out of your life because you didn't approve of her loose morals.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
No doubt. Do you have a problem with women, Mr. Harris? What is it, perhaps a need for control, a need to quell your feelings of inadequacy?
Your Honour.
Do all women make you angry, Mr. Harris? Or just those who have the misfortune to remind you of your mother?
Your Honour, I question the relevance.
In your interview, you stated that you threatened to tell Miss Goskirk's ex that she was back on painkillers. What exactly did you mean by that?
Well, Rhona had a history of drug addiction. I had reason to believe that she was using again.
But as we've seen, tests showed no traces of opiates in her system. How do you explain that?
I can't. But then, I'm not a medical professional.
In your interview, you also claimed after this threat that Miss Goskirk flew at me like a lunatic. Could you describe this event? Oh, I appreciate your confusion. I must admit, I'm rather confused myself, given that you've chosen to not once reference this alleged incident whilst on the stand. Is it because it never happened?
Well, I'm here to defend myself, not to make accusations.
Whatever happened, what we do know is that after Miss Goskirk told you she was still in love with her ex, she used a taxi. Do you know where the taxi driver took her?
Yes, to the police station.
Did you also know that this taxi firm she used makes a log of all journeys? You see, the interesting thing is, Miss Goskirk's taxi picked her up at approximately 4:10 that afternoon. And yet, according to witness testimony, you were still at the wedding reception at around 4. Does that sound right, Mr. Harris?
I don't know.
According to your version of events, that would give you a time frame of around 10 minutes to return home and then have the kind of conversation you claim occurred between you and Miss Goskirk. Does that really sound plausible to you?
Well, I didn't keep a time log.
Well, if you did, you'd realize that the sequence of events as you've presented them don't really stack up, do they?
I told you the truth. I can't account for other people's versions of events.
It's a fact that Miss Goskirk's taxi was logged at just before 4 o'clock when several accounts, including your own, placed you at the reception. It's a fact that the taxi driver found Miss Goskirk bruised and shaking 10 minutes later. How do you account for that?
She must have called the taxi before I got back. Maybe she was planning on leaving before she told me the truth.
But she didn't, did she? At least not according to your version of events.
No.
Mr. Harris, there simply wasn't enough time for your version of events to have realistically occurred. Wouldn't you agree? You forced yourself on Miss Goskirk before you left for the reception. By the time you returned, she'd gone. Isn't that the truth, Mr. Harris? I put it to you that you're lying to the court.
I'm not the one who's lying here.
No more questions.
I'd like to ask you a little more about the defendant's stag night, if I may. Would you describe it as being a wild affair?
He definitely had Pierce on the ropes back then.
Maybe. But we're far from home and dry.
Nobody can see him for what he is.
I wouldn't be so sure. His own mother didn't.
Maybe me and Tess. And what happened between us, maybe that's what pushed him over the edge.
Whatever's made him like this, it's been in him a long time.
It's just a few drinks and a bit of telly. Then we nipped to the local.
The Woolpack pub, where Miss Goskirk's hen night was being held at the same time. A rather unusual turn of events, wouldn't you say?
I suppose.
No more questions?
Any re-examination?
Yes, Your Honour. Can you remember whose idea it was to go to the Woolpack pub the night of Mr. Harris's stag do?
It was mine.
Thank you, Mr. King. That's all.
It must have seemed like I was on his side.
You were just telling the truth, Jimmy. Rhona won't blame you for that.
I need to,
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, shortly
you'll be asked to sit in judgment on 2 lives, as you must decide whether or not you find the accused guilty of rape. Given the seriousness of the alleged crime, therefore, it is absolutely vital you understand that you're not being asked to judge a woman for her mistakes or weaknesses. You're not being asked whether or not you like or dislike the defendant. You're being asked if you believe, on the date in question, whether or not Miss Goskirk gave her consent to sex with the defendant. Make no mistake, despite what the defense claims, Pierce Harris waited till their wedding day to finally confront his wife about the kiss she had shared with her ex. When he did, he was angry. So angry, he forced himself on her. He raped her, for which there can never be justification. For which, ladies and gentlemen, you must ensure he is brought to justice.
A wedding day like no other. Ladies and gentlemen, any accusation of rape must be treated with the utmost seriousness. And I have no hesitation in believing that that has been the case here. You've heard from a man who not only lost his wife, but lost the future that he'd worked so hard to build for them both. And then, of course, you heard from a woman who lacked the courage and moral clarity to admit she was still in love with her ex-partner, Paddy Kirk, only finally confessing after she and the defendant were married. Could there be a worse time to confess to such a thing than on one's wedding day? Now, if Miss Goskirk's lies are not enough, let us not forget her friend, colleague, and former lesbian lover, Miss Vanessa Woodfield, who herself admitted to lying on the stand about the defendant. Now, we all know there's no such thing as a normal couple. We all have our quirks, shared or otherwise. But the couple in question were fortunate in that they shared a preference for an uninhibited, physically robust intimacy. An intimacy that could easily result in bruises. Bruises that Miss Goskirk herself admitted had occurred during consensual sex on previous occasions. Now, the day in question should have been a happy new beginning for Mr. Harris, one he so richly deserved. But instead, his trust was betrayed by the woman he had just vowed to love, honor, and protect. The lies must stop now, before a good man who has already lost so much loses his liberty too.
As judge of the law, I have had 2 tasks: to direct you as to the law that you will apply, and to summarize the evidence I have heard. Now, I can only provide you with a summary, and if there is anything that you feel is important that I have missed out, or something mentioned that you feel is not significant, that is a matter for you.
Well, I wouldn't give for a few words with that defence barrister. Unbelievable.
It's her job, Marlon. Turns out she's pretty damn good at it.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's over now. That's all I care about. They're going to do the right thing. They have to. What if they don't?
All that remains is for you to go away and consider your verdict. Guilty or not guilty.
What if they don't?